Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to my final horror movie review of my Halloween movie marathon. This is my second and last Afterparty review, and since last year on this day, Terrifier 2 got re-released in theaters, I decided that I was going to review another movie that had an evil clown in it, and that movie is Circus of the Dead. And I even wore my Terrifier shirt for this one review. So the story is pretty simple about how this circus full of clowns, led by Papa Corn, kidnaps this guy and his family and forces the father to go on this macabre road trip with them around town and commit heinous acts, all on the promise that he'll see his family again. So, getting right into it, I'm gonna be pretty honest. I'd honestly put this movie in the so bad it's good category. The camera shots and angles do not look very good. Same with the lighting. There's just some shots that make it look too yellow, or at least in my opinion it does. The audio is just sometimes downright bad, especially in the first half hour at least of this film. There's some parts where the music is way too loud, that overpowers the person speaking. And especially during that first half hour, there's sometimes where the dialogue is not synced up to the actors actually talking. I don't know if that was a problem with the microphones, because I know that the lavalier mic that I use for some of my videos, that doesn't always sync up with the videos that I make. Excuse me. Which is why I usually use the built-in microphone on my phone, so at least then it'll work. The acting is, for the most part, bad, especially from the father. I'm not sure how much acting experience these people had, but I don't think it was the best here. At least for everyone except for the clowns, especially the guy who plays Popcorn. Now he plays his character spectacularly. He is over the top in both a really good way and a really gross out way too, and it just works, at least for his character. Everyone else, I think, does a bad job though. There is some really good blood and gore effects, though, in this movie. I will give them that they used practical effects for this film. I think that the production company who made this film are known for doing haunted houses or haunted attractions, I think in Texas. And I think this was their first ever actual full-on production film. So it's not entirely bad, I will say that. It's just that there's just a lot of elements in this film that was just subpar. But like I said, the guy who plays Popcorn plays his character amazingly well. It's just a shame that that's one of the only good things about this film, at least in my opinion. That and the fact that, in kind of a dark, twisted way, this movie, pushes the envelope in in like a different sort of way that Terrifier does, where like Terrifier like pushes it where like it goes like bigger and bloodier and gorier, especially in the second film. Meanwhile, this film kind of like pushes the envelope on kind of like things that like gross you out or disturb you without being like over the top gory, right? And there's even a little bit of dark humor in here. Like a plot point is that the father, I think his name is David. His wife was cheating on him with the local cop or sheriff or whoever, and when Popcorn kidnaps David and kills his wife, he starts telling him that well, your wife was a cheating bitch, and David doesn't really want to believe it, so Popcorn just says right to his face like, what, did you really not notice that her love tunnel went from a 2-lane to an 8-lane? And that was one of the only scenes that just made me laugh out loud. So again, props to the movie. That popcorn was great, the gore was great, and there was even some dark humor in this film that I laughed at. So it wasn't all bad. I don't regret watching this film. Who knows? I might even rewatch it sometime. But I'm gonna keep in mind that I shouldn't take this nearly as seriously as I did when I first watched it. So with that all said, it's a pretty good movie. I can see this becoming like a cult classic down the line. I mean, I've already seen memes of Art the Clown and Popcorn getting into a fight, like a boxing match. So it already has its following. But I'd say like temper your expectations, because despite everything that I've said, it's not nearly as good as the Terrifier films. So with that all said, well, so ends my Halloween movie review marathon, and I'll be back next week with just regular movie reviews. Bye, everyone, and I hope you all had a happy Halloween, and cheers.